to TV Burp. Violet gives birth to a mobile phone on Coronation Street. After Take That win Best Live Band of the Brits, Robbie Williams launches new act. Amanda Holden's flirting causes trouser noise on Wild at Heart.
And again, an extra week without the kids could have its compensations.
And an American Princess, Paul Burrell, finally admitted it.
The closest these girls have come to a tea leaf is probably having their fortunes told.
Until they'd met you, Paul. Naughty boy, American Princess. And it's nice sometimes when you're watching TV to be reminded that whatever your problems, there's always someone worse off than you.
The scones came to the table already filled with jam and cream. They created tea time etiquette disaster.
It's a scone sandwich.
I always like to put more jam and less cream, and the fact that they had already done it for me, it stopped me from even having one.
Already filled. That may seem trivial, but he needs those scones to live. Remember, it takes just 4 scones a day to feed a toff. But don't fill them, no, because it puts them off and they might die. This week, we saw the end of everyone's favourite trainee princess, Kirsten Stiff, who gave a very moving farewell speech.
This has been an amazing experience. I'm leaving here with more knowledge and a more rounded, well-rounded personality. And I appreciate that so much.
Well, that's very interesting, but...
As to you girls, ladies, we've had our troubles. We all know that. And we all haven't been completely kind all the time, including me.
As I say, it's very sad to...
But I see something really special in each of you. And each of you can do so much goodness in this world.
Yeah, we've all got things to do, so...
So I ask you, no matter if you are the next American princess or not, to go home and put smiles on people's faces instead of tears. Because each of you can do so much.
Sorry, Kristen. That's what you got you slung out in the first place. It was all go on EastEnders this week. Keith Miller was very pleased with his dog Genghis.
Genghis, hey! It smells like a meadow.
If the meadow was next to a landfill site. And if you want your house to smell like Genghis, you can get this new Genghis air freshener. Yeah, there's the Genghis aerosol. That's very nice. Then for the car, we've got the magic Genghis. And if you're after the full effect, you've got the Genghis plug-in. There you go. I was disappointed this week that the Slater parrot wasn't featured. Last week, he was all over the show. It's amazing how a parrot can introduce a little humour into a serious situation.
Now, how about you take this list and get yourself down the supermarket?
What's brought this on?
She just fancied seeing you.
Well, I better get moving it. All right.
You do that. It's been donkey's years. What exactly are you waiting for?
No.
A Zimmer frame? Incontinent knickers?
No.
If I weren't pulling like a magnet, I would seriously consider replying myself.
Screw it up, Amo.
Watches holiday programmes and blabs a lot. I know what I'm doing. A fella could go anywhere on the back of this.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Who is it?
Yeah, it's a great diffuser of tension, the parrot. I'd like to see him turn up on some of the other serious shows.
Is something wrong?
Your husband's been involved in a car accident.
Oh, he was drunk. The thing is, he's also been stabbed several times.
He's gonna be fine.
So you shot an unarmed man?
For Christ's sake, he murdered my son, then turns up after my daughter?
Why would he want to hurt her?
Your Majesty, Queen Charlotte.
Richard,
Good evening, Mother.
Her Majesty, Abigail.
We were just,
Time for a look at this week's Freaky Eaters. Chips, pizza, sausages, chucking bars, tasty muck. The show that pokes fun at people who can't nosh proper like us. And this week, it was almost like a celebrity version of Freaky Eaters. Yes, with top DJ Christopher Hawkins. So, tell Du, what is Chris's freaky food hang-up?
Chris's poor diet is the result of an embarrassing secret. He's terrified of fruit and vegetables.
Terrified of fruit and veg! Carrot! Sweet corn! Yorkshire pudding! Yeah, go on then, I'll have some. Yeah. No, well, it sort of runs in the family, the whole phobia thing. I mean, his dad has his own hang-ups.
What phobia did he have? My dad's phobia is of dead matches.
Well, get a lighter then. Yeah, you could pretty much stop dead all the male side of the Hawkins family with that. A grape with a match in it. Get back, Hawkins family. What this show did do was create one of the most exciting bits of TV of the week. Real nail-biting stuff.
Do you think you could pick one of those up? Just hold it in your hand.
I've never... That's it.
All we're doing right now is holding a spear of asparagus.
Okay.
So you're having to psych yourself up.
That's exactly what I'm doing, yeah.
He held the asparagus!
He may have held the asparagus, but it doesn't bode well that Chris has washed his hands of Natalie's instructions to hold an orange.
No, he didn't hold the orange. No, he held the asparagus, but he didn't hold the orange. He didn't hold the orange. He didn't hold the orange. He held the asparagus, but he didn't hold the orange. That'd be clear better. Yeah. He didn't hold the orange. No, it's a bit unfair because to us it's a bit of a laugh, Chris not being able to eat fruit and veg, but to Chris, of course, it's a big deal.
People don't perceive a phobia of fruit and vegetables as a problem. Quite bizarrely, they just think you're a fatty eater and you're a bit fussy. I find that quite irritating. I find it irritating to the point of, like, wanting to punch someone in the face.
Still, though, what a fussy, fatty eater.
Hold the asparagus, but I also hold the orange.
Which brings us to our TV highlight of the week. TV highlight of the
You want one?
I must say, I had my imagination stretched to the limits watching Tropic of Capricorn on BBC Two this week.
Imagine a line more than 22,000 miles long that cuts through some of the most remote areas of the Southern Hemisphere.
No, I can't. Sorry. I can't. I can imagine a line about 6 foot long, but then it starts to curve round at the top. Besides, I'm a Sagittarius. So, come on, help me with this 22,000 mile long line.
Just over there is where the Tropic of Capricorn hits Africa.
Where? Of course it's invisible. Yes, the BBC is paying a stranger to follow an invisible line round the Earth. Think how many freaky eaters they could have made with the money from that. Before long, he finds himself sandboarding in the Namibian desert. Hang on, he's sandboarding in the Namibian desert. I'm watching Emmerdale. How did that happen?
Namibia is becoming a top destination for adventure travel, and young entrepreneurs are harnessing some of the world's biggest sand dunes for the latest sports craze, sandboarding.
Yeah, the problem with sandboarding is you start off with a very thick board, and the more you do it, the thinner it gets. But I must say I was most interested in the rather unusual way they clear mines in Mozambique.
These Gambian giant pouch rats can weigh several kilos, but they're still light enough to be able to walk over the unexploded mines without detonating them.
Sniffing along, see what he can find.
They're easy to train, and in a poor country like Mozambique, they're much cheaper than conventional mine-clearing machines.
But which is better at detecting rats? The Gambian giant pouch rats or conventional mine-clearing machines? There's only one way to find out. See you after the break. Come on, Gambian giant pouch rats! Welcome back to TV Burp. Talking lemur on Tropic of Capricorn.
Someplace in the national park, there are a lot of...
Parachute does a press-up on freaky eaters.
I think his eating problems are very tied up with his need to be in control and also to avoid...
Australian Trevor McDonald on Wild at Heart. And what's the last thing you want to hear when you're about to go under a general anaesthetic?
Dr. Ellsworth Wareham has just turned 92 and is about to perform open-heart surgery.
I'm feeling better! We got a little bit of backstory on Corrie this week. We actually found out where Blanche spent her honeymoon.
We had 3 nights in a B&B for our honeymoon. Reeton Gap.
Reeton Gap, yeah. It's no longer there due to continental shift. When Blanche got married, you could still walk over to France. It's so long ago that Time Team are digging it up next week. But as well as that old face, there was a new face on the street. Bob, the cleaner. And I say face because without much to say, he has to say it all with his face.
It's more like a concerned father-to-be type thing. Bob here is going to transform this flat into a germ-free, dirt-free, infection-free maternity ward for Sean Jr.
He's a cleaner.
This is a cleaner that's been recommended by Marcus, who has the most exacting standards when it comes to hygiene. I've ever told you don't let me use your secret.
Why couldn't you have warned me?
Oh, because it has spoiled the surprise.
Well, the big news was Violet giving birth on the floor of the Rovers Return. Oh, yeah. She'd been caught short out the back of the pub. Yeah, she tried to phone for help, dropped the phone, which looked a little bit like giving birth to a mobile phone. But, Bob, you cleaned those toilets? Yeah, off you go. Yeah. Bob. Yes, Violet gave birth in the pub, and Sean was most helpful. Everyone was there. I couldn't make it in person, so I sent my mini-me. Yeah, you can just see the back of my head in the front of the shot.
Come on, sis!
We're nearly there.
Which brings us to our I beg your pardon of the week.
I beg your pardon of the week.
son, down the street. You
But let's just take a moment to find out what's been happening on the medical dramas. First, doctors.
Hello?
In Albury City, there was someone who had a cough so strong that the recoil made his head turn to one side. Hope I don't catch it. I'm going to sneeze. Attention. Yeah, there was that cough. Then Jeff seemed to have been bitten by a werewolf. Which in turn was heard 100 miles away in Emmerdale. Which rebounded back in time to Dancing on Ice. Of course not. This was kids mucking about in the woods, and the little girl was asthmatic, so her mum left little post-it note reminders around the house. Post-it note reminders! Good idea, that. She didn't stop there. Wife Swap's back on the box! Wife Swap, the show where you get a different wife and argue more with her than your own wife. This week it was the turn of the Wilkinson family, who swapped with the Imanis. Well, when Mum Debbie arrived in her new home, something was up straight away, before she'd even met her new family.
I've just noticed there isn't a telly.
No telly? No telly? No telly? How are you supposed to keep up with Emmerdale? No telly? How are you supposed to know about people who only eat sausages? No, the Imani family don't approve of the televisual device.
The TV, obviously, you know, I think, you know, sometimes...
It's a well-known fact that TV dulls the brain.
Not if it's monitored. Not if it's monitored.
TV as a whole dulls the brain.
Hang on, if you haven't got a TV, how come you're on Wife Swap? I suppose if you had to choose one programme, it probably would be Wife Swap, although Freaky Eaters is excellent. Well, with no TV, Debbie isn't happy at all. And remember, this is before the other family have even turned up.
It don't seem homely. It just feels like we're all going to sit here and perhaps, I don't know, bang on that drum or...
I love to play my bongos in the morning. Come on, I love to play my bongos in the morning. Get down, I love to play my bongos in the morning. In the evening? No, in the morning. At lunchtime? No, in the morning. Take it to the bridge. Well, you get the idea with that. Yeah. Sweeping the funky house singing, but poor Debbie, even the food is alien to her.
The food, all I've seen as English is bananas, pineapple, what we'd eat.
Yeah, the only English food is the banana and the pineapple. Oh, it's an interesting point. What food is English and what food is foreign? I've got Debbie's guide to what's English and what's foreign. Let's have a little look what we've got here. Well, banana's English, obviously. Well, satsuma's foreign. French bread, English. Baguette, foreign. Spaghetti, foreign. Spaghetti hoops, English. Yeah. Pineapple, English, unless it's with some ham, in which case it's Hawaiian. Poor Debbie, though, the root of her problem, it seems, is she doesn't really believe in rules.
Make rules and then, you know, you got to stick to them, and if I get broke, then it's what the consequences, and so I don't bother, to be honest.
Yeah, what's the point of having rules? You only have to stick to them and end up breaking them, so why bother? I certainly don't obey the rules of DIY.
I do feel that if Jamie's going to take his drumming...
Look at that shelf. Yeah, he bangs his head every time he practices. And practice he must, because he's in a comedy show band with his dad, and it's pretty up-to-the-minute stuff.
He galloped into Market Street, his badge upon his chest. His name was Early. He was the fastest little car in the West.
Life for the Wilkinsons is all about fun. Well, it is for the boys who perform once a week in their Chuckle Truck band.
We just tour up and down the country around the holiday parks and entertain some great people.
Ernie the fastest milkman, Jake the peg. See, I'd like to see them tackle something a little more up-to-date. That's right, to sing us out from Wife Swap, it's the Chuckle Truck Comedy Show Band. Well, that's all we've got time for. See you next week. Mind your head on that shelf, Jamie.
Join us at 7:30 for your Saturday night takeaway.
Our guest announcer is the gorgeous Uma Thurman.
And Dodgeball's the name of the game, and Ant versus Deck, the teams.
Can't wait. That's your Saturday night takeaway tonight at 7:30.